This week on The Climb, a profile of wide receivers coach Jeff Reinbold.
But what I felt was that, there was a lesson in this whole thing.
A tour of the football team's crib. A look inside the support system for SMU athletes.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and start.
And a trip to the West Texas town of El Paso.
Come out of there, I throw my hip, and now my
Jeff Reinbold is not your typical football coach. Not many people would leave a prestigious six-figure position with the NFL Europe to become an $842 a month graduate assistant for a college coach. But that's just what he did. Of course, the coach was June Jones, and the college was the University of Hawaii.
I had always wanted to coach at Hawaii. That had been a career goal of mine since I started coaching, actually. I had met June in '95 when he was the head coach in Atlanta. We had NFL Europe training camp at their facility. I told him, after a couple of conversations, I said, I want to come work for you. And he called me back a couple of days later and he goes, were you serious about what you're saying? I said, yeah, I'm dead serious. He said, well, would you consider coming as a GA? And I said, I'm in.
Reinbold and Jones enjoyed a great deal of success at Hawaii. A trip to the Hawaii Bowl in 2006, the Sugar Bowl in 2007. Working with Jones was a life-changing experience for Reinbold, but not necessarily in the way that he had anticipated.
June Jones is a really unique, special guy. The first year I was there, he pulled me aside and he goes, I want you to come and on Thursday we're gonna have these meetings. And I walk in and there's June, Dennis, myself, George Lumpkin, Pastor Norman Nakanishi, who was our team chaplain, and he brought me to Christ. He brought me to God through those Bible study sessions at University of Hawaii. And so there's a real deep love that I have for him.
Reinbold thought that Hawaii would likely be the last stop in a coaching odyssey that included stops in college, the Canadian Football League, and NFL Europe. But June Jones had other ideas.
He called us all together and he brought this out, that there was a possibility that he could be leaving. Like I said, I was conflicted because I've never wanted to leave Hawaii. I worked so hard to get there. And I thought, no, this can't happen. He's not going to do this. There's no way he's going to go. And, he made the decision because he felt like this was where God had a plan for him to be. And wherever God has a plan for June, I'm riding shotgun. So, that's fine.
Reinbold loves teaching kids, and he totally buys into the June Jones philosophy of coaching.
Especially in four wides, they have to expose him if they're going to play four cross man. So number one thing as we line up, locate the free safety. He allows that individual to express himself within the confines of the team without making himself bigger than the team. And that's the really unique balancing act that he's able to perform.
Well, I think every coach, if you don't have that relationship with your players, you're not ever going to get them to play at a level above their heads. And Jeff does that. He's demanding of them. At the same time, he's able to, put his arm around them and love them up too. And that's what you got to be able to do.
He's a great coach. He's a great teacher. He teaches us how to be young men on and off the field.
He likes to let it be known that it's still supposed to be fun too. And it's all about becoming a better man and being accountable for your teammates. And it just helps you with a lot of stuff that'll probably help you later in life.
Reinbold, he's like a father figure when I'm not at home. He's on me about grades, schoolwork, and everything. So I really love him, man.
Jeff Reinbold is a master recruiter. Rivals.com ranked him among the top 20 in the country, and he's the only coach from a non-BCS school to make the list.
Right? You got a world-class education, you got a world-class campus in a world-class city, and you're going to play for a guy that's been 2 times an NFL head coach. You got over 75 years of pro football playing or coaching experience on this staff. You got multiple Super Bowl rings on this staff. All of the things that kids aspire to, and every kid, and I don't think this is wrong particularly, aspires to play in the league, to play in the National Football League. And what better training ground for that than to come here and play for guys who have been there and done that.
Dallas is a long way from the ocean. There's no surfing on Central Expressway, but Reinbold found another way to get his time on the water.
I take our dog, Jackson, my sons, and we'll go out and stand-up paddle on a little lake right close here. That's my time. You know, when I get a chance to do that, that's when I'm maybe most
Recently,
happy.
Coach Reinbold has confronted a challenge much bigger than any gridiron opponent, a challenge with profound implications that has altered the way he looks at life.
They do a biopsy, and it comes back and it's cancer. Well, you know, that's a shocker. I never felt like I was a victim or a martyr or any of those other things, but what I felt was that, you know, there was a lesson in this whole thing. Hey, appreciate every single day. Hug your sons, tell them you love them, and appreciate what you got every day. When I get on the water now, I feel it at an intensity that I've never felt before. When I coach these kids, when I hug my sons, life takes on a different kind of, you know, meaning.
When we come back, Director of Athletics Steve Orsini takes us on a tour of the football team's real crib. The Climb, SMU football, is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Welcome to the hub of SMU Athletics. Hello, I'm Steve Orsini, Director of Athletics at SMU. And today I'm going to take you on a tour of all of our athletic facilities. So let's go and take a look inside. We're now in the atrium of the Lloyd Center, and you can see the Heritage Hall. This is where we depict our heritage of the past, from Doak Walker's Heisman Trophy over to Mustang Mania and the Pony Express in the early 80s. From our baseball days to our golf days, this is the outfit of Payne Stewart, who's made the Knickers famous, to our swimming, to our track and field, our soccer. It's a great history. We're really proud of SMU Athletics. We're going to go downstairs now, and this is where the football locker room is, as well as the equipment room for all of our sports, the strength and conditioning area for all of our sports, as well as sports medicine. We're in the football locker room now. This is our home away from home for our football student athletes. They spend a lot of time here. Even now in the afternoon, they come here, they watch television, they relax, they study. They spend a lot of their time here, a home away from home. Everything is right here, everything they need. We equip them with the latest and greatest equipment that a football team would need, no matter where they are, no matter what they're doing. Welcome to the strength and conditioning area here at SMU Athletics. As you can see, everything is new, everything is renovated, but we're in a constant process to renovate all of our space to make sure we stay on state of the art in everything we do. Now let's go take a look at our sports medicine facility. Again, another area that's constantly in motion, constantly in work. There's always a need to care for our student athletes, especially in the sports medicine area. This is the aquatics area, and we have 2 tubs here. Again, we have 450 student athletes, so there are times when these tubs are full and everyone's having a good time and working hard. But look at this wonderful atmosphere, our practice field right next to the United Methodist Church, right in the front porch of SMU's campus. Now we're entering the Stadium Club at Ford Stadium. Let's check out the new graphics we added this year on the walls, in the pillars, just to spice it up a little bit for our fans as they enjoy SMU football from the premium seating of our Stadium Club in the comforts of an air-conditioned space overlooking the 50-yard line of Ford Stadium. Come on, let's check out one of our suites. We have 24 suites here at Ford Stadium. In fact, let's check out one that has not only a great view of the field, as you can see, but also a great view of the skyline of Dallas, Texas. Here we are on the 50-yard line of Ford Stadium. This is where it all happens. What you saw today all culminates right here. Our student athletes trot out on this field. It's a beautiful stadium. It was built in 2000. It has 32,000 seats. It was designed that every seat has a great view of the field. It's an open-end horseshoe right here on the heart of our campus in the middle of Dallas, Texas. You saw an all-access view of behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all part of what SMU Athletics is all about. We were glad to have you here today, and we need you to come back and support our Mustangs.
Next up, the student side of Student Athlete.
We got a lot of tutors, advisors. We get a lot of help.